Hey, there you are.
Oh, hi. Peeps.
Hello.
Why is it looking at me?
Well, because maybe I screwed up the angle.
Way to go, Mark.
I know, I'm the worst. I'm literally the worst.
It's all about the angles.
There. Thought that was gonna be a good angle. Turns out it wasn't. Appropriate that I'm wearing actually my Funhouse shirt. Or my Funhouse Overwatch shirt. Welcome to our amateur podcasty thing.
Woo.
Got Renee. Everyone say hello. Everyone who's here say hello.
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 And we're here to talk about the lovely E3 that just happened. Yeah. First I'm gonna open up my fancy ass loot box that I got from Twitch Prime. Bam! What'd I get? Oh, great. Cause that's cool. I don't want that. Anyway, let's start off with what everyone's like kind of favorite moment was from this year's E3. If you want to start us off, Garrett, go ahead and tell us what your favorite moment was from this year.
I'm not really sure. There's a lot of good stuff. Finally seeing the Scorpio or the Xbox One X was nice. There's a lot of games I'm excited for. Anthem looked really cool, but that's easily still like 2 years away.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. I'm just gonna screw around on this. Shout out to Avidan
I'm
and
excited to
Denny
see
and
something
Sam in
that's
the
from
chat.
the
Hey guys.
BioWare Edmonton team. So, who supposedly they've been working on that since I guess since they finished Dragon Age or Mass Effect 3.
Oh, how long they've been working on Anthem?
Yeah.
I could probably look it up right now.
It's definitely something that was
It was
quite a cool
it was
reveal as far as like a new IP, and it wasn't necessarily something different because it just looks like a huge Destiny clone. But it was a nice Destiny clone where it's like graphically impressive. The people, your squad shows up like superheroes. Everything just sounds and looks really great for that game. So Anthem, would you say like Anthem was your favorite moment, or just like that whole type of conference in general, the Microsoft one?
Yeah, I'd say the Microsoft conference was really good. Got a lot there. Oh, Battlegrounds coming to console. I mean, knew that they mentioned they were working on a port. They had a small team looking at a port, but no idea how far out or anything that was. But now you have that it should be on console later this year.
Right. Oh, please let me know how the audio is as far as like just stuff. Okay, cool.
From the two people who've talked.
And Renee, do you have a favorite moment?
Oh, geez. Favorite moment?
Yar.
The Bethesda conference.
That was
If you even want to call it that.
what? That was your favorite?
That
part?
really was your favorite?
It was just so bizarre.
Oh,
That
okay.
you kind of just like had to like it. You were just like,
Did you?
If you wanted
Yeah,
a
it was
bizarre
interesting.
conference, you should have
I
watched
like the
the
idea,
Volver
but
video.
it was like,
Oh,
did
yeah,
they
the
really
Volver
need
Yeah,
a
no,
whole
it was-
auditorium for that?
it was bizarrely likable.
That's understandable.
But I will give them points
Yeah.
for actually having milkshakes at their booth.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's actually really cool.
Milkshakes at their booth. Oh my god.
What?
I don't know. Bethesda,
I mean,
what are you doing?
They made the diner from the Wolfenstein New Colossus demo or video that they showed, and actually were serving milkshakes at it.
That should be interesting. And I mean, I am like have a little bit of interest in the new Evil Within sequel because the first one was just so ridiculous, but it's like I feel like there was like some things like the story was like really interesting and like all the enemies were like really interesting. And I'm really curious to see what the second one is going to be. I still can't get over the fact that they did an edgy cover of Ordinary World by Duran Duran, but that's just me. But yeah, but I mean that looks interesting. And the Sony loyalist in me did like the Sony. You know, I am really excited for the Lost Legacy, but I mean the new Uncharted game anyway.
Right.
And a bunch of the stuff that they're bringing.
Before we get too far from it, the Duran Duran song, I watched an interview with Pete Hines, the Bethesda guy, and he said that originally it was just a temp song they were just using to build it, and then once everyone saw it, they were like, no, we're doing it, we're using it.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
It's like, I don't care what it's gonna cost, I'm gonna make it happen.
But I don't know. I just feel like overall this year just didn't like feel like as exciting as last year.
Well, last year Bethesda announced Prey. They had some cool plans for Doom, and last year there were just a lot more build-ups to stuff. And now this year, we've kind of just we just had Microsoft giving us the big announcements, while everyone like Bethesda was just kind of recycling things, and Sony was just like, hey, we got games. And then for me, this is now I guess my segue into my favorite moment. It would be how Nintendo has hopped on board with cross-platform play for Minecraft, Rocket League.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal.
It's just incredibly just a huge step forward for that company and just for gaming in general, that now that gap is finally getting bridged, and we will soon be able to play with Nintendo owners like Sam. She's going to be so damn happy that when we do have a Minecraft night or a Rocket League night, she'll be able to join and flop around like the rest of us.
I can pay.
Yeah.
Did anybody see why Sony wasn't jumping on to the crossplay thing?
I read a snippet of that article, but I didn't have a chance to read the whole thing.
They said that for the reason why they were not jumping on board is because they wanted to protect their people or their like online community from the rest of the other online communities, saying how allegedly saying that Xbox community and Switch community are allegedly toxic, and that Sony is trying to protect their players from the other people that are playing on other consoles.
I mean,
if you listen to it, like, if you go online and get harassed, like if I go online and harass some guy on the PlayStation, there's nothing really Sony can do about it. So they have, because I'm on the Xbox.
Right.
Like I sort of get that, but it's like that they might
Like,
have a little
I
bit of a lack of control.
Sony a lot. They own part of my soul probably, but honestly, I think they're missing out by not doing the whole crossplay thing.
Yeah, they're really shooting themselves in the foot. But the one thing that they still have is exclusives. Like, they still have tons and tons of great games and content that'll make people go for their system. So they don't need to necessarily have cross-play available for their system. As much as we would want it and love it, they don't need it. They're already a dominating platform, and they continue to be the best-selling console like constantly and consistently, which is annoying.
And I think also too, PlayStation. And I think we like mentioned this a bunch of times before. Sony, the Sony gaming community is very like single player based, and then you have, because again it's a Japanese. Or you have Xbox, which is more of a it's like Western. It's it's the Western console. There's more multiplayer stuff going on to that, and and again, like Nintendo coming onto it. It's for them to, because it's Nintendo. It's their brand. So like the whole like inclusivity, but I think Sony still wants to keep their like their like single playerness, or like their like Sony community ness to themselves. So I think that's why they probably don't want to do any cross-platforming stuff, which again sucks for people that want that, but at the same time they have their they have that particular reputation to uphold.
Yeah. And with Danny brings up like, how can you tell if it would be a PS4 or Xbox player? I know when you do cross-platform play on Xbox with a PC person, the first thing that you can tell or tell is just by someone, like somehow a typed chat just shows up out of nowhere. And I've seen that happen on Xbox, on Gears of War and Rocket League, where suddenly you're playing, you're playing against a PC person, and you'll see in the corner, like how you'd normally see, like, here in my Overwatch, you'll see in the corner the typed chat show up where they go LOL or whatever, and then you're just like, oh man, I'm actually playing with somebody on a different platform. And as how close are so Rex asks, how close are consoles coming to PC in terms of specs? The Xbox One X is about, like, if you were to go out and buy a 4K ready gaming PC, which would run you about like $1,000+ just processor and graphics card alone from those two combinations, the Xbox One X is going to be the affordable PC closest gaming rig that you can get. And that is something that Xbox has touted, like, on the rooftops to really
GPU
nail that
clocked
home.
at
Yeah,
1.172
Xbox
gigahertz.
also brought out the big guns with backwards compatibility.
Yeah, that was something that I was just like, that was like totally out of left field.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary for them to even have that, but it's a nice touch, because as much as we love, the original games that we got 360, that's cool, but original Xbox, a lot of the original Xbox games have already been remastered, and they've even come out saying that the support for original Xbox isn't going to be as extensive as 360's, but it's just going to be a nice add-on for those that still have some of those games lying around.
I definitely have some games lying around.
Yeah, so I think I still have some lying around for mine,
And
although.
also, I'm pretty sure GameStop wouldn't mind like selling some of those just to get rid of them at this point.
Probably.
We don't know how it's going to work yet.
Yeah, we'll find out in the coming months.
Yeah, and as far as GameStop, I know when I used to work there, we shipped out all our Xbox games. They wouldn't even have them anymore, unless it's like stored in some sort of warehouse, and then they would ship it back to stores. But regardless, Nintendo making great strides, and that was my favorite moment.
Nintendo was a nice little
What was
thing, but it
yours?
was just a bunch like, we're gonna have a Metroid game eventually.
Yeah,
Hey,
the Metroid Prime 4 announcement. Oh my gosh.
You know how you want Pokemon on a Switch? We're doing that too.
We're working on it.
But we got nothing. We probably just started that when we heard people say they wanted it like last week.
Yep.
Well, no,
So we're
because
just letting you know we've started it.
I said this to a couple of people, but I felt the announcement of the Pokemon game for the Switch was kind of very reactionary, because the week before they had done a Nintendo Direct and they had shown off 3 Pokemon games that were coming out this year. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, Pokken for the Switch, and I forgot what the last one was.
I think Sun and Moon were 2.
So I thought it was 3, but okay, thanks for correcting me on that. And people were just very upset about that, because it's just like,
People are upset at all.
no, there were a lot. I saw a lot of people actually really upset about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
People are like always upset at every Nintendo Direct, even though you always like spell it out. This is what the Direct's gonna be about. And then it's like, why didn't you announce, Super Metroid 7? Or whatever.
Animal
At the
Crossing?
Direct, you were gonna talk about, you were talking Pokemon about, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, never
But
watch a
the-
Nintendo chat during a Nintendo stream.
Yeah, no, I always
so
close
It's
it.
dreadful. It's dreadful. Chats just in general for streams are just god awful.
but not ours.
No.
No, not ours. We love you, chat. We love you so much.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say your favorite moment for E3 this year was? Honey Boo Boo.
Of the of the very limited stuff that I would be interested in, like Super Mario Odyssey to me looks the most interesting. This coming from a admitted Nintendo fangirl, but everything I've seen from it, it looks really polished. It looks really smart. It looks really, what's the word?
Intuitive.
No, it's
innovative.
fun.
Well designed.
Okay.
All those other words, all the positive adjectives.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited, and probably most interested to play that. That being said, I saw something at most conferences that I thought would be fun to play, except Sony, unfortunately. But
Sony.
and Bethesda.
Sony. Well, yeah, Bethesda and Sony both have games that are geared towards like the gory and all that, like the actual hardcore audience. And you are a cutesy type player, so like the
Nintendo
Lucky
games.
Tail, the Lucky Tail game for
Yeah!
Xbox.
I want to play that.
You're gonna be all over that.
It looks cute.
Yeah. Oh no, I died.
But probably mostly the Nintendo games. I'm excited for Splatoon. I might get ARMS a little bit later. Some of the 3DS games they have coming out, like Ever Oasis.
That's already out, actually.
Switch game.
Yeah, that Ever Oasis just came out,
Yeah,
so it's pretty cool.
yeah, like literally like today, I think.
Yeah.
And then there was another. I feel like there were more 3DS games that they talked about.
Well, there's the Metroid Return of
I know
Samus.
the big ones
and
they
all
talked
that
about
stuff.
were Metroid.
Oh, they had that
and,
sushi game.
Oh, and the Mario and Luigi game, the
Yeah,
Superstar
that
Saga
one.
remake.
Which I like. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a remake, but I never played the first one. So.
The Yoshi game.
Yeah, there's that Yoshi game for the Switch that looks super cute, where you can play every level 2 different ways.
That's apparently running off Unreal Engine.
Really? Did not know
Yeah,
that.
it's running off Unreal 4.
That's
It's all
hilarious.
cardboard. But that's.
I like it because
Like,
in
nice.
the last Yoshi game that released, it was all like wool and crochet, and this one looks like it's going for the more paper craft feel.
Yeah, it's more crafty, less yarny. I mean, there's still yarn. I think Yoshi's still yarn, but I think
No,
everybody.
from what I saw, it looked like his
Paper?
character
he's
model
yarn.
just looked bright, but
It's-
he didn't
it's
look like
yarn,
he was
but
yarn.
the world is like paperish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's definitely a really interesting looking game. And now it's time for Maisie's dinner.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But that's me. That was pretty much most of my E3 experience. Like, most things looked interesting. Most things I won't play. The things I will play are not coming out.
Things
for a
you'll watch
while.
Mario play.
Yeah, I'll watch other people play.
True story.
I'm just bad at that kind of stuff. Give me a good platformer and a cart game, and I'm good.
Yeah. So now moving on to Greg. Greg, what would you say your favorite moment of this year's E3 was?
Oh man, it's a toss up between the Metro announcement and Battlefront 2 with.
Star Wars.
Sorry, I had to check her name. Janica Janbraka coming out on stage, and the guys at DICE poking fun at themselves a little bit with that Jason Boya tweet.
Not sure if I remember the tweet or if I ever heard about the tweet, but I know the
The tweet, what they put it on screen, it was the guy who played Finn in The Force Awakens basically asking why wasn't there single player content in the first Battlefront game,
right.
and then seeing how many likes and retweets it got.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I think like when the trailer came out for Battlefront 2, the first trailer that came out, I was super excited, and then with the content they showed off at this E3 with Darth Maul and Finn and Rey and like the new
yeah.
battle modes, the fact that you can play a droid again, like just everything looked incredible, and I'm super excited to see that game again. And I will say I'm actually looking forward to this Metro, and I'm gonna want to play. I want to play now the older Metros, so this way I can be ready for when this one comes out, because that new one looks amazing.
The older Metros should be on Xbox One.
I own them. I have them. I just never played them.
Okay, play them, but also be aware that they kind of sort of hid the DLC. Like, and you need to like basically go to start a new game to access the DLC after you beat it.
Well.
But the big part of the Metro reveal was the fact that he took his gas mask off on the surface.
Yeah, because I remember that being a big deal in the first couple
thing.
Metros. That, like, you can't go out without your gas mask. And also, it just looked absolutely gorgeous.
The entire surface of the Earth was irradiated due to nuclear war, and you had to find filters and masks that weren't broken constantly. And if you ran out of that, you had, like, basically a minute to live.
Fun times.
I'll be watching over you.
But I saw an interview with them, and they said that they're trying to make the surface more open world, kind of like Far Cry, but not to the extent that Far Cry like 4 or 5 went to.
Oh, like how Far Cry is like open worldy now?
Correct.
Right. Yeah. Very good reveals though. Very good reveals. And now, Anthony, what would you say yours is?
Honestly, for me, it's kind of and me, being the big Nintendo fan that I am, even though it was just a small little like preview, it was just like a logo. I'm really excited for Metroid Prime 4 because it's been a good 8 or 9 years since we've actually got an actual full-fledged Metro game, and that's just. I mean, I'm a little bit worried that the developers for the old Prime trilogy, Retro Studio, isn't working on it. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm excited about that. And honestly, the way they announced the Mario and Luigi remake, because they just casually dropped that during the Treehouse event. They were just like, and now here's Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Those were the two big moments for me, honestly.
Definitely some really good stuff from Nintendo. Like again, like Nintendo for me was also like the thing where it's just like, God damn, are you serious? Like Metroid Prime 4, that's awesome. I'm scared too that it's not the same developers, but the fact that it's still actually happening, like, all right, I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. And then another Metroid game for the 3DS, and just overall good shit on Nintendo. And I don't know if you've actually watched a lot of the gameplay for Super Mario Odyssey, but holy crap, it looks super impressive.
I've seen a lot of the gameplay. I love the opening theme that they played during the trailer.
Yeah, the fact that Pauline, I think her name is, Pauline. Paulina, yeah, she's come back for this one. She's the mayor of the goddamn New Donk City.
They're friends.
Yeah.
I love how that's actually a name.
That's crazy. Oh boy. And I'm gonna throw this out to the chat. What would, chat, if you want to throw us your favorite moments for this year's E3, you can go ahead and type that in. Now let's move on to what was your best in show type game for this year's E3. So Garrett, what would you say your best in show was?
I don't know. Finally seeing Crackdown. Oh, Sea of Thieves looks like fun.
That announcer for Sea of Thieves was on point.
Yeah, he was.
Sea of Thieves. Definitely,
So it's funny that first you have Sea of Thieves, and you have Skull and Bones for Sony, and it's the super realistic one, and Sea of Thieves is like the cartoony one.
It's Ubisoft though.
I am
not
looking
Sony.
forward to, I think, the Skull and Bones. I think that's the realistic one. Than Sea of
That's the
Thieves.
realistic one.
Skull and Bones looks a little bit more serious than how Sea of Thieves kind of just looks overall ridiculous.
What was Skull and Bones?
I think that was the
That
Ubisoft
was-
conference, because it was essentially the Assassin's
that was
Creed
Ubisoft.
Pirates engine, or the
Right.
Pirates game,
That's right.
that is now just being turned into a full-fledged game.
Right.
So like it looks
Ooh.
okay, and pirate fighting was fun in the Assassin's Creed game, but like
That was
And they, and they have the same team that worked on Black Flag working on it. So
yeah, so like I don't know how it's gonna go or what's gonna exactly happen. But I might, you know, rent it, maybe. I don't think I'd necessarily buy it. Maybe if there's a demo.
Try it and it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I don't know. The year of the pirates is not really gonna be a thing for me.
Was Year of the Pirates. Even Nintendo had a pirate ship in one of their trailers.
Exactly. It's just like, what's all the pirates? Why do we need this?
I mean, it was Kirby, but
Yeah, still. It's just overall wacky. And so then Renee, moving on. Same question. Like, what would your favorite best in show game be?
Ooh. Honestly, I think Battlefront.
Star Wars Battlefront?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Definitely is going to be one of my favorite games of next year, if not maybe a favorite game, because it's just it looks so good. And you indulged when we were watching E3, like you indulged me in how I watched so much of the goddamn play footage, and it was just like, oh, this looks great. Look at what Darth Maul can do. Oh, he looks so cool. And look at the seamless transition to spaceships. And it was all good times by everyone. So I'm looking forward to that, yeah. And what would you say your best in show was?
probably Mario, honestly.
And I'm glad you say that, because that was my best in show.
Yeah, it just looks like the top game
Mhm.
of the catalog that was displayed coming out this year. Like,
Yeah.
That's the one that if I had to pick one game to play, that would be the one.
Out of all the games I've seen, just the amount of innovation and creativity that's going into that game, like the fact that they're spouting that, oh, it's going to be on the scale of like Mario Galaxy and Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, as far as like just scale, idea, and play, it's ridiculous.
And the actual places you go change depending on what you're wearing, like what time of day it is. Like New Donk City is completely different in the day than it is at night. It's apparently a much scarier place at night.
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool. That it's like it's reactive like that. I mean, I don't think it does the whole Animal Crossing. Like at night it's night, but
Huh, I guess I'll just escort this by
it
myself.
varies.
Yeah. Just overall, it's gonna be a really cool game. I think so. And the fact that you can just like take over a little frog or a little statue or a bullet bill to solve certain problems by possessing them with your hat. Like, what? What is that? You're essentially a devil. You're a demon. You're possessing people. Why are you so evil? Mario, please.
Mario, no.
It's just wonderful, and I'm looking forward to it. And Anthony, what would you say yours is?
For as much as I complained about the initial trailer for it, from like the stuff that was shown afterwards, I'm actually really looking forward to Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World?
That did
Yeah,
look interesting.
like because and I said this a bunch of times in the chat, I believe, but the initial trailer was kind of misleading because it kind of felt like it was pushing towards a more I don't want to say casual market would be the best way to put it for a Monster Hunter fan for the series, and it was just like at first I wasn't okay with that, but after they showed more gameplay footage and it came out that the main series Monster Hunter team is working on that, I was just like, okay. Some of my worries, I still have some worries about the game in terms of content, the amount of monsters that are going to be in the game and stuff, but besides that, that's the game I'm honestly looking forward to the most.
Yeah, it does look really cool. It was really funny when it like hard cut to him cooking the piece of meat over the fire. Like he just sat down and it was just that wacky little anime moment where it was just, all this action, adventure, this crazy crap, and then I'm gonna cook dinner. Here we go. And it's like it was a very Breath of the Wild moment for me. But I definitely can see the potential for that game.
The game I'm looking forward to the most next year.
Yeah. And yeah, my best in show was gonna be that Mario Odyssey. And now moving on to the worst in show. What do you think was the waste of time at E3? So Garrett, like, do you have an idea for that at least?
I mean, for me, probably the Sony conference.
Oh,
Conference.
shots fucking fired.
I was gonna
Shots.
say the Bethesda.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
to be
just
fair,
connected.
Well, this is
I was
how
gonna
our
say
friendship
Bethesda.
I don't know.
dies.
There was nothing really there that I was interested in.
Right.
That's yeah.
Oh man. So the whole Sony conference, damn.
I don't know.
No, but I wouldn't necessarily agree with you. I'd say Sony was a little lackluster for me too, or it was just like
I mean,
all
I guess it
games-
was sort of. I was interested to see. The only reason I really watched it, I was interested to see some more stuff for Destiny, and they didn't show anything but basically a different version of the same trailer.
Yeah.
We already got.
Yeah, you're right.
I have heard, apparently, since then, Sony has come out and been like, well, that's just what's coming out soon. Like, we have a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't talk about. I don't know why they didn't talk about it.
I heard.
recently in, like, a news report.
No, their conference was more stuff that's further down the line, with the exception of like
Well,
Destiny and Call of Duty.
I don't know. I just know
Like
that later
all
they
that
were
stuff was like
we got more
2018
we're
stuff.
doing
They then came out and said, "Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff we announced coming out this year in our pre-show," and that was just like, "What the fuck? Why would you do a pre-show? Don't say your conference is gonna be at what was it, 8
Yeah,
or
like
whatever."
one of the big reveals from their pre-show was that they were porting Undertale to the PS4, and there was going to be like a really
Yeah.
fancy ass collector's edition for the game. And
Yeah,
I just
that was
remember
like a
having to
preview.
catch that. Like I was getting ready to watch the Sony conference and saw the little doggo like drive up in his little monster truck, and it was just like, oh, Undertale, holy crap!
I like when I saw that monster truck. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then the dog popped up. And I'm just like, "Is this Undertale?"
It
Oh
was-
yeah, no, I mean,
Oof.
and Amari can attest. I was losing my shit
Yeah.
when that happened. It's like, oh my god! You know?
that is a
I
very
want that
appropriate
collector's
description.
edition for that necklace.
Oh, I cannot wait. But yeah, that was I mean, I can see. I mean, I wouldn't say it was the worst because of the conference, but I mean, but yeah, it's like they showed more in the pre-show than they did at the actual show,
Yeah.
which kind of lame. But
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Yeah, I mean, it was overall just a lackluster show. So I wouldn't say it was like the worst, but it was lacking. So that's a very excellent point though, Garrett. Renee, what would you say your worst in show for E3 was?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't able to catch a lot of E3, so I can't really say, because I didn't get really like a taste of anything. But I mean,
Hey, where did my friend get kicked to
as
spectator?
ridiculous as the
Like, why was
Bethesda
everyone like,
conference was, and as much as I
all
said that
suddenly
was
drunk?
probably like my best thing to E3,
babe?
it was, I mean, like, there were parts of it that was just like, okay, alright, sure, like, this is weird, but it's like, it was simultaneously, like, the best thing and the worst thing, because they're just, like, there wasn't anything there, but I mean, like, at the same time, you could probably say the same thing for Sony's conference, because, there was stuff, it was cool, but they didn't really talk about it. I feel like, the Bethesda one, the Bethesda one was just kind of a little bizarre. So I think that's why I was just like,
Bethesda
it was
is
so endearing.
both your best in show and worst in show.
Yes. because it was just so bizarre. It's like I give them an A for effort for being weird, but if you're taking it at a more critical standpoint, it's like, what the F? Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about your stuff more.
It was
instead of
seriously just a,
disappointing me.
a weird.
I mean, I
weird
can-
No,
turn.
okay,
That's cool,
okay.
but
If
there's
you
the
want
land-
me to be, okay,
But I think it
if you
didn't
want
fit
me to
with
be
the
more
conference.
specific, worst in show again, the cover. I still can't get over it.
Didn't like the
I'm
song.
sorry. The song. No, it's like just stop with edgy new wave covers. I swear to God. Don't do this to me. Anyway.
It was a weird time with Bethesda. Greg, if
It
you're still
was.
there, what would you
still-
say your worst in show would be?
It's
Excuse me.
toss up between Ubisoft and then the COD World War II reveal stuff.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Traveling to Dorado.
Like why?
Oh,
I
like
forgot that
how
was announced.
there was the trailer for Call of Duty.
They had the multiplayer
really?
reveal trailer, and that was basically it. They didn't show any single player stuff, and the internet went on fire again because of what was shown by gameplay for the multiplayer.
Single player, what's that?
For a Call of Duty game, what's that?
What?
Rex says his best in show was Nintendo and EA since they had games he got hyped for. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yeep.
And I'd agree with you, Greg, that the Call of Duty reveal was just overall like unnecessary for me, and I was just like, why? I don't care. And then when I found out like it's gonna be incredibly historically inaccurate, and I was just like,
Really?
so then why bother even doing this game? Like, what's the freaking point?
The developers have stated that the single player will be as accurate as possible, but they've decided to just like not go with historical accuracy with multiplayer to one, let people express themselves more in character customization, because you can play as a female avatar, a black avatar, or like whatever you want, but also to get around Germany's laws with the swastikas in multiplayer games.
That's
and stuff like
right.
that, because
that was a big thing. There's no
after World
swastikas
War
in this
II,
game.
The U.S. Germany went through a process called denazification, so they became super strict with like how and when you can show swastika, and it has to be either in an artistic or historic or educational setting. And video games don't really have that setting. I mean, they could fight for it, but then it would be like, hey, you're the guys that made it so we can put swastikas in video games in Germany, and I don't think most people want to be associated with that. And also, most people complaining about it, it's the stupidest thing because it's multiplayer. It's not supposed to be that realistic.
Yeah.
It's not. At the end of the day, it's multiplayer. You're supposed to have fun with it. You're not supposed to be sitting there counting all the bullets coming out of a gun, being like, "Oh, this is historically inaccurate.
Wrong
That clip
fire
has
rate."
5 extra more bullets." Yet you have dudes doing like 360 no scopes from halfway across the map.
Just overall, Call of Duty, I'm just, as a franchise, like, just stop.
Call of Duty Y.
Call of Duty, please. That's the next one. Call of Duty Y.
Stop.
Call of Duty, please.
Call of Duty X.
Call of Duty X for Xbox One X.
Well, I'm
Exclusive.
excited for World War II because it's being made by Sledgehammer Games, and those guys did make the Dead Space series originally
Yeah.
when they were EA Redwood and then Visceral for the second game. And and most Call of Duty games, as we all know, are basically like the best action movies parts cut together, and they're going to be very heavily influenced by Band of Brothers this game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what parts they take from that game and what the takeaway is going to be.
Rex also says worst in show was probably Bethesda since it was DLC and mainly Skyrim, and you didn't watch the rest of their conference, or you didn't even watch the conference.
They
Oh,
didn't
wow.
even really. They didn't show Skyrim stuff, did they?
Yeah.
They
did.
showed
Aside
off
from just,
Skyrim for the
They
Switch
showed the,
with
Switch.
what
Did
song
they
was it?
at the?
I took
Oh
a
yeah, they
walk.
did.
Yeah, it's like it was like a pop song, and then like they showed off freaking Dova King wearing the Breath of the Wild armor and the Master Sword, and it was like, oh, super cool, and
That's cool.
goodness gracious, fun times for everyone.
There was other stuff in Skyrim. It was like mods, maybe?
This is like
Yeah,
the fifth
the
version of Skyrim coming out at
For
this point.
Fallout and I forgot, and Skyrim.
Fallout and Skyrim? Was that the say?
Yeah, some.
Ish.
I didn't look too much more into that,
Yeah.
but it sounded
It's
kind of
the
cool.
Creator Center. They're
The,
working
yeah,
with
that's what it
people
was. The paid
who are
mods.
part of the community to make and verify modifications, and then we have to pay for them.
Yep. You pay for mods. Paid mods. Ooh boy. Fun times. Fun times. What would you say?
I think people are getting a little over, being a little over dramatic about that.
Well,
It's like you have to. Well, I think we still need to see what they do with it. It's still being talked about, and like from the sound of it, it's almost like they're contracting modders to make DLC,
maybe.
which doesn't sound like a bad thing. Like if people want more content in the games, they can't commit their full resources
I mean, it depends on what
to making more stuff.
Yeah, because like the last time there was like paid mods, it was like horse armor, and that was it was just cosmetics.
Yeah,
But-
and then all the modders were fighting over like what could be their mod, because a lot of mods build on other mods.
Yeah, and it's
So it's like
overall
I take
just a
your
very
mod
tricky
and
community.
build on it to make a super mod, and then it's like, well, half your work is mine,
Yeah.
and you're getting paid for it, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
You even
How do you just
So
find
yeah,
anything?
so this sounds like a better solution than that. Like, 'cause it's if you're working with like proper developer tools or something, you know, we still gotta see it.
yeah.
What would you say your worst in show was?
I'm in the Bethesda camp here, and it's not for the
Prepare
presentation.
for battle.
It's for the
Select your
content
hero.
within the presentation.
Mhm.
Like, first of all, they booked a theater for an hour and then only took 40 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Like, what did you cut out? And nothing that they announced was news. All of it was like, hey, there's this game that you know about. There's this DLC that you know about. And there's this sequel to a
There's
game.
this game that got leaked 2 days before the
That's it.
conference.
Like,
But they
why
had
did you
milkshakes.
spend the money to talk about games that we know about and not tell us anything new? And that was my.
Well, I
my
mean,
biggest-
did we know the Wolfenstein?
Yes, somebody
Just-
posted it on
just
Amazon
because
It
it
was
by
leaked.
accident.
leaked. Yeah.
Just from a
Oh, it was
leak.
leaked.
I'll give that's a little different
So
than
yeah,
like
so that's fair. That one might have been new. But at the same time, it was a sequel. Like, they had no new IPs at all. Which I thought was really weird.
I mean, at least like with
Well-
last year, they announced the that reboot of Prey, which was just like, and then when it came out, like it was critically well received. It was actually like
The year
this is a
before
really
was
good reboot of the
Fallout.
franchise.
they announced Fallout 4, but they announced I guess the rebooted Doom.
Yeah, and then yeah, there was the DLC for Doom, and then this year they were like, oh, experience Doom in VR,
Yeah.
and it's just
I mean, I feel like they took what they had and built on it, but I don't know. I didn't feel like there was anything.
anything
where-
The
necessary.
VR thing is nice. I mean, I guess those are probably going to be the first, how I'm going to say, real games in VR. Everything else so far has really just been like, at least to me, it's felt like tech demos.
Except for Resident Evil.
Well, it was Evil Within. That's different. Very, very much Resident Evil, you know, spooky horrorness, but like the thing is with the first Evil Within, it was also like
No,
very bad.
we're talking VR. Like, Resident Evil was the first VR game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just heard spooky thing, and then my head went right into Evil
Spooky
Within.
scary.
Yeah, and with VR, the other thing I'm worried about with Doom VR is that they're gonna dumb it down drastically. Cause you've seen me play it. It's a very fast pace, and it punishes you for staying still. And
Except for after you clear all the monsters out and then you go looking for the collectibles.
yeah, but the combat is very, very brutal if you're not moving. It really wants you to move and use your environment and all that good stuff. If not, then you're just gonna die. And overall, I feel like the dumb down of Bethesda is gonna be very sad. Or the Doom, I mean. Yeah.
But yeah.
Prepare.
Oh, you should at some point though ask me my either most confusing or weirdest in show. I feel like that would be a good topic.
Okay. We're gonna do Anthony's worst in show and then mine. Anthony, if you want to say what yours.
I'd probably get a lot of flack for this. Days Gone.
Days
Yeah.
Gone, really?
It's just, I honestly, and I've probably said this a lot of times, it's fatigue, honestly. I'm sick of the whole survival game, zombie apocalypse stuff. It's, honestly, it's played out, and it's dull at this point.
I still want Last of Us 2, though.
Yeah, and that was also another shocking thing. They didn't show off any Last of Us stuff for,
Well, they said at the Last of Us reveal last December that they wouldn't be showing stuff for a long while.
Yeah, I think I read that trailer they showed at was it the Game Awards or whatever?
It was at the PlayStation Experience in December, I believe.
No,
Yeah.
they showed it off during like the E3 and everything. Not E3, the like Game Awards is when that trailer showed.
Okay,
they
whatever
did?
it was,
Okay.
whatever it was in December.
Yeah.
That they only began production or whatever like 2 months before. That's
Yeah,
not
so-
that's not when you announce a game. I mean, we all could have assumed that Last of Us 2 was being worked on. I mean, we all know the next Call of Duty's coming. We all know they're working on the next Halo already, or the next Gears. Franchises like that, you know the game's coming. Don't officially announce it until it's ready. Like, you know, it's further down the line that you began production last week.
They announced it at the VGAs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Also, what might be keeping it back is the whole voice actor strike happened around that time, right?
That I don't know.
I think that just started at the beginning of the year.
No, I just remember that
Was it the
Or
game?
last 4.
Nolan North accepted something at the VGAs, he brought it up, and the new Life is Strange game, Ashley Birch won't be voicing her character because of the strike.
Right. I know the whole voice actor strike thing, and she tweeted out that she was not going to be able to reprise her role because of that voice actor strike. So she don't know how it like people are going to be disappointed about that.
But she was actually working on the game in some capacity, though.
Maybe by
She helped write
No,
lines.
she is like a
on it.
she is working on it. She's like some sort of a consultant or writer or something, but she can't do voice acting because of the strike.
That's interesting.
yeah. But very interesting that it was like the Days Gone for you. Wouldn't have seen that coming. And I
State
would
of
say
Decay 2 was also announced.
the what?
State of Decay 2.
The State of Decay 2, yeah. But it goes along with his theme of just another zombie survival.
That I have a different qualm with, and that's the fact that it didn't look like it looked like it was honestly a early Xbox 360 game from what they showed.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they really updated their engine at all.
Yeah.
It really does look like it's just overall pretty choppy and super rushed and
It might be that they're still early in development. The release window was 2008, just 2018, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think early 2018.
Yeah, so they could fix that up between now and then, but overall, that game just didn't look, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it. I played a little 7 Days to Die, and that's just not fun to me.
I find
It's
actually
like
7 Days to Die more fun than what State of Decay looks like. State of Decay looks like just so much micromanagement, and to me 7 Days to Die is like just the more, I guess, hardcore version of Minecraft, but that's just my opinion about stuff. Like, I can see why 7 Days to Die would be unappealing, because it is also a very, very glitchy game. But that's like
It's
also
like
the charm
slow.
of it, of how just really wacky it is sometimes. And I would say actually my
So it's just like if people are looking to team up in like a zombie game, you know, State of Decay has a little bit of an interest, but
Fight. Match.
yeah.
we'll see.
I would say though my worst in show would be the
Enemy
Bethesda conference. just the whole thing. I just remember after it finished, I was mad, and I was just like, this was just a waste of time.
So mad.
I was very mad, and
You're so mad.
I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I wanted E3 to be over because I was just like, that's it.
Let
This is
your
such
anger flow
bullshit.
through you.
It's such bullshit. I don't like it.
Match point.
And
Yeah.
it was
I think
like,
I was saying
but
the
overall,
video, though, that's the line
E3 for me was
cute.
just still pretty good though.
Enemy
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid year.
eliminated.
Yeah.
And they didn't focus a lot on the show. They spent more time on the content, I thought.
Sony's was definitely like, hi, we're Sony. Trailer, 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 trailer. Hey, we're still Sony. Trailer, 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 trailer. And it was just, are you still there? Yeah, we're Sony. Trailer, trailer. Okay, bye.
God, and they kept
I
cutting to
mean,
the
it
crowd
was-
there,
Right?
who just looked like they didn't want to be there.
They were so
That or
tired.
the
That was,
dancers
well, to be fair, I
hanging
didn't want to be there
from
for the
ropes
first
from
11
the
minutes
ceiling.
of Microsoft's conference, where it was just, look at how powerful our console is.
Pretty much.
Overall, I love Microsoft's conference, but god damn, 11 minutes, and then the whole car reveal was like,
Cars.
no one in that room can afford this car.
Cars.
But it's really pretty.
Shiny car.
And apparently you were able to drive it there.
And like, I like the freaking, they were like, oh, and we're gonna be driving this car right now, and they hard cut to something else, and it's just like, wait, what about the gameplay of that car? Where, oh, okay, you know, they brought out the professional woman driver and the other lady, and then they just said who they were, and that was it.
I swear it didn't happen.
It was just nothing. It was nothing, and
I swear.
yeah, just overall, like, it was like hit and misses with a lot of E3 conferences, but still a solid, a decent year. And I would say now we can like transition to that idea that you had about the weirdest in show. So would you want to start it off and give us an example? What was the weirdest thing for you?
Now
Weirdest in show was whatever.
one. Fight.
What's his name was doing? Ewan. What McGregor? It wasn't Ewan McGregor. What's his name? What's
Are you
his
talking
name?
about the YouTuber?
No. No, but that's up there. No. From Red vs. Blue, he voiced the guy.
Oh, Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood. Why did I think Ewan McGregor?
I don't know.
That was wrong.
That's super wrong.
You mean
I was
Elijah Wood's
like really
VR
confused
game?
there for a second.
Whatever the heck Elijah Wood was doing,
That weird like mind trippy VR thingy.
I still don't know what it is.
It was yeah, I don't know what it's about either. It was
That
just
was
super
my-
weird looking.
That was my.
Wait, are you talking
weirdest,
about the one with
most
the
confusing in show.
the one that was shown up during Microsoft's conference?
I think it was Sony's because it was a VR game.
See, I thought it was during Ubisoft.
I don't know. I don't remember because I know it had to deal with VR
Did it
though.
actually happen, or did we just
Did
make
it
this up?
happen? I'm gonna look it up.
No, I remember this vividly.
I'm pretty sure maybe it was Ubisoft's
I
conference.
think it was Ubisoft.
Yeah, because they were talking about how they're supporting VR.
It's called Transference.
Transference. Lovely.
Yep, that was Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Okay, that was.
That was my weirdest in show.
Eliminated.
It's like, what? What was that?
It wasn't
What
even
is
like
this?
it's not even like a weird like, oh, that looks really cool weird. It's weird as in, what are we doing?
Yeah, I had no idea what the point of it was.
Yeah, I just same.
Zero.
Oh.
Does anybody else have weird things they remember besides that YouTuber though?
My weirdest in show was watching the Rabbids and Mario gameplay because it was like, oh, here at Ubisoft we thought we would team up with the Nintendos and do this really cool franchise, and
Oh yeah, when the guy came out and said, "We've always wondered what would happen if we put Rabbids in Mario." Why?
why who wonders
Why
that?
Who would wonder that?
Okay, as weird as that concept is, the gameplay actually looks pretty solid.
It's freaking
It's
XCOM.
basically XCOM.
It's
I think it would've
XCOM.
been-
It's Mario XCOM for kids.
I've still heard.
Speaking of
that.
XCOM,
I'm
they
okay
look
with
Because
it.
like-
XCOM's
that.
gameplay and engine
RPG
is really
person.
solid. So like,
We had a
sure, if
crazy
you
idea
steal
of
that and
Rabbids
throw
in
Mario,
Mario.
it's gonna be good.
We've always wondered about it.
excited for the new XCOM DLC.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the XCOM's new DLC, and essentially
I've still
that's what's gonna
wondered
happen.
how high were they when they came up with the idea?
I don't know how I would run it.
I'm gonna say that they were
Box.
hitting the stratosphere.
Maybe, I don't know.
Is it the Switch?
Yeah, I don't really care. That was my weirdest and what the frick moment for E3 this year.
What are you doing?
If anybody has one, you can just jump in. What was your weirdest moment?
Too many YouTubers.
The YouTubers? The YouTubers
Yeah,
this year?
I mean, I didn't mind them like when they were playing the games or like the professional people were doing the shoutcast for the Battlefield 1 stuff, but then it just became, oh, and here's this YouTuber to say this one voice line for us during this conference. Hi guys, buy this game.
For me, it was. I think it was during I think it was during the Microsoft one where they were showing off some game, and like it was showing off footage from the game, and then out of nowhere you just hear some guy shouting.
Yeah.
Like
that was odd.
being like an announcer.
shoutcaster.
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, that was that
That was
arena
at
game
Microsoft, but I don't
where
know the game.
Yeah.
Mixer, where people in the audience can actually affect the gameplay.
It was. Oh yeah, it was one. It was like one of those cartoon battleground. Like,
So,
Hunger Games
yeah,
types of
that
games.
was my weirdest moment. I'm just like, what?
I remember.
I don't
Yes,
even
what was
remember the
your
name of the game, to be honest.
Sleep.
Nancy's weirdest moment was there were people in our apartment.
Do you, Garrett, or Renee have a weird moment?
Yeah, not really.
Goes back to that damn song.
Yeah. Rene-
I'm still bitter. I'm sorry. I'm still bitter.
Still bitter.
You know, I don't know if I have a weirdest again because I didn't catch like the entirety of E3, so it's like I can't really base it off of anything other than the ones that I saw. So.
That's fair.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Moose.
Why? Where
Do you have a weird moment for you, Garrett?
No.
No weirdness. It's pretty normal.
Pretty normal E3 for you.
Now arriving 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Avidan brings up the SAG-AFTRA strike and how it's yeah, Rex brought it up too, but the fact that how impactful it is very sad. And I'd agree with you on that. It is very,
Yeah,
very
we're
sad.
gonna just starting to see some of the fallout, I guess, of it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because a lot of
'Cause
big
it only
names
just-
like I think Noah North, Troy Baker are part of the guild, and they have to be part of the strike because that's what the union voted for.
Score 1 to 0.
If you get a chance to look up Noah North's acceptance speech at the VGA,
Yeah,
and
he
talks
called
about
it. He basically called it bullshit. The strike.
Yeah, it's just overall a very sticky situation in general.
Yeah, I mean,
because
it's
just-
been a while since I looked into it.
Yeah, I
But,
just know that it's been going on for so
I did
damn
kinda-
long.
the
It's like 200 days now or something.
Yeah.
Eliminated.
what the voice actors wanted is they wanted royalties, they wanted better protection, like, and also being able to know what was in the script before they signed on to a project, because that was one of the things that was a big point for them, because people were doing the video games a lot, not knowing what exactly the content was, and also hurting their own voices, because it's like, oh, we need to do 25 death screams in like 5 minutes, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of.
I mean, some of the it's been a while since like I said, I read up on it, but several of the things I felt like they got were willing to get the
1 to 1.
they would have gotten or whatever, but they were asking for
3.
more and more of something. I can't remember now.
I think the royalties thing was the big sticking point, because
Yeah, I think the
It's like,
royalties thing was
oh, I'm
a
a
big
voice
overreach.
actor in this video game, yet I only have 2 lines because I'm a multiplayer voice.
Yeah, I mean, I think the royalties was a big overreach. It's like no one buys a video game for the voice actor.
Well, and part of the issue is like artists also
Not a big
don't
selling
get
point.
royalties, like the game
Yeah.
designers. You
That's
design
also
Yeah.
because
for
the game
game.
developers
they'll
aren't
get-
unionized.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe with like merchandising. I would see it happening with merchandising. So if a character was created and there was sorts of action figures, toys,
In
hats,
your image
clothes,
or whatever.
yeah, that I can see royalties going for.
if it's in your contract.
If that's in your contract. But as far as royalties for just game sales in general, that's pushing it because a game lasts lifetime.
Yeah, they spend like the developers will spend like some of the typical 3-year cycle working on a game. It's like they're not getting royalties or anything. I mean, the game sells well, their studio might be getting they might get a bonus at the end of the year or whatever.
Yeah.
It's great for a
But
resume.
and that's that probably comes back to if they're still on the project, they could have still at the company. Like
Yeah.
if they've left after their game was finished.
Which
Then, yeah,
typically
they're probably
happens.
not gonna
Like
see,
people
which
just
typically
the game
happens.
industry is
You know,
such
they
a
move on to another project, or
yeah.
they were only a part-time or something like that. They were only a contract.
Such like a volatile industry, at least for like working, because it's just either you're gonna be staying on there for many times as like a manager of something, but if you're a designer, you're gonna be jumping, and as soon as other opportunities show themselves, because it is essentially starving artists for
Not
everybody.
to mention all the crunch time.
Yeah, and the stress that comes with it.
What was the... I actually remembered the strike the other day, and it had me think about a couple games that maybe that's why they didn't show them.
Probably Last of Us 2.
Maybe Last of Us.
Maybe something that
But
shows
I
in
think,
Justice
if I remember
Conference.
correctly with the strike details, games that started production or started production
Games that
after this
started
February,
You have a link?
after just February 2017, were considered part of the strike. Anything that started before then wasn't.
Do you have like a link to
So
a
yeah.
list?
Pull one up.
3, 2, 1. Attackers
Yeah.
incoming.
I just know that the impact, Rex looks like it says, 8 months, and how much it can really change an industry. Just this one little thing. It's just crazy. Absolute bananas.
So yeah, like I don't know if that was one of the things I thought maybe that's why they didn't show Halo. Like this year would be the typical year to announce Halo 6 based on the past cycles. But it could be that they're just going to take another year to work on it after people weren't too happy about the Halo 5 campaign, which I think is a reasonable assumption. But I was also thinking, what if I know Steve Downes, who's the voice of Master Chief, is part of the strike. So if they wanted to do a trailer and have Master Chief predominant, but he can't say any words, it's like, is that a good thing to do?
I mean, well, I'm like trying to think of the trailers for like the older Halos, and I'm like, there was all sorts
Yeah,
of
he
cool
didn't really
trailers for
say
like
much.
Halo 2 and stuff, and then I remember it, but then he like stops and he goes, I need a weapon, and it's just like, oh yeah, you do, yeah, oh you got that weapon, Master Chiefy, and it's just, yeah, it's good times.
Can't stick it.
Yeah.
It said
Or yeah, if they couldn't have like him or Cortana saying anything in the trailer.
Yeah,
But-
I put the Screen Actor Guild's website page up. It's apparently management says titles in production as of titles in production after February 17th, 2015. I'll post it in the.
So WB
I posted it in the Discord, and I'm gonna post it in the Twitch chat too. If I can. I can't.
New defense point. Objective B.
But I posted it in the Discord, but essentially it looks like after. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
unclear, but it looks like games that went into production after February 17th may not be struck.
That went into production. Therefore, as of October, is on strike against the following video game developers with regards to all games that went into production after. Okay, yeah, so February 2015.
Yeah.
So anything that started development after 2015, the guild cannot partake in.
Titles and non-struck titles.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Activision, Disney, Insomniac, Limelight.
I remember when that list like came out and it had games on it that weren't even announced yet.
Oh god, and people were so mad.
Yeah.
Those companies were so mad.
Companies were mad about that.
Yeah. And I think that's how the Guardians of the Galaxy game got leaked.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then this is like it's a weird segue, but like the stuff that like happened between like Kojima and Konami, like that was also just overall a weird time for everybody. I just remember that
Lego Marvel 2.
there was that weird reveal, or like there was this YouTube video that came out with in Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which was the demo before Metal Gear Solid 5, that like Kojima had like this weird little hidden mission where you had to go about erasing like the history of his work, and it was like overall the theory was that you were erasing him and he already knew what was happening to him in Konami, and he was letting the fans know like this is happening, but don't be sad because you know they can erase me but they'll never erase the memories that I gave you guys. And it's just like, oh, why the feels.
Get his character in the game.
Not necessarily erasing characters, you were going around erasing logos of all the Metal Gears,
Oh yeah.
and if you found a Metal Gear game that wasn't made by Kojima, he would, like, your character or whoever it was would say, oh, that's not part of this mission, you can skip this. But every time you found one that was of Kojima's work, it would just vanish, and he'd be like, alright, good job, now let's move on to the next one. It's just like, jeez. Oh, the symbolism there. The symbolism very scurry.
And then did you hear the thing that came out? I think it was during E3 week about Konami blacklisting a lot of its employees, mostly those that were under Kojima, I believe.
Yeah, they're not even allowed to put that they worked for Konami on resumes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then they denied some health benefits, I believe it came out too, with their. Let's see if I can find the article again.
Just overall bad time. Bad time to be a game creator.
Speaking of symbolism, did you guys see the Detroit demo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Detroit Be Human or whatever demo, and how, like, now you play as, or they showed, at least from what it looked like, they showed off the different character you might play as, where it was like the leader of the Rebel Alliance thing.
Marcus.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, the actor they hired to do that is actually an activist in real life.
That's not gonna backfire. But the gameplay for that looked also very different from what we've, like, of course, what we're used to. And what I'm looking forward to is just the fact that what Quantum Dream does is good replayability. So I am looking forward to that.
Guys, see, they had an extended demo of the hostage situation that they showed.
I did not see that. They showed off the different, like, where you played as the cop?
Yes. And what happened is you could actually recreate what happened before you arrived, because you'll go to, like, a suitcase, scan it, and then you'll have to piece together what happened, and you'll see, oh, the person took the suitcase out of the closet, removed the gun, and then shot somebody else. And then you'd have to, like, find who they shot and recreate, like, how they got shot, and if they dropped something. In the demo I saw, the person who got shot drop something, but the person playing didn't pick it up. And all the while, you had a meter telling you how successful you would be in the hostage negotiation. If you found something that gave you information and went up, but as time went by, it would go down like increments of 5.
That's interesting.
And in the Marcus demo, you had the violence passive meter. So if you started rioting, destroying personal property and stuff like that, the violence went up. And if you didn't, the violence went down or stayed in the blue.
Right.
Hmm.
I just know that's something I could just trust about that developer in particular, is something like about that game where the replayability, the different characters, it's all just going to be so many different options, and it's going to be one of those games where it's just like, oh, did you see this happen? I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh my god. Like,
They
it's going to just be
confirmed
one
3
of those
characters
games.
so far: Kara, Connor, and Marcus.
It's going to be a good time. I like it. And then I'm gonna bring it back, but the cross-platform play, also just another thing that's gotten me hyped as far as just where the industry is going. Like, as sucky as the industry has been for a lot of other reasons, this has been a nice silver lining that we can just kind of hold on to and be like, yay, you know, things may be bad, but you know, we're making some good stride. Yay!
And we agree that the announcement show for Crossplay, like announcing it inside Minecraft, was a stroke of genius.
Yeah, the fact that they were like walking through from an Xbox over to a Switch or something was like, oh, that's pretty neat. I thought that was very clever. What you doing there?
I am looking up if Injustice 2 is affected by the SAG applicant.
Maybe.
It should have been.
I don't. I'm not completely sure because I'm actually curious about that now too myself.
It should have been, but then there's Alan Tudyk and Tara Strong. Like, there's people who are members of SAG on the roster.
Yeah, they also had like the guy that did the voice of Batman,
Right.
Phil Lamar,
Conroy.
and all these other like just people that. But maybe, you know, NetherRealm Studios, maybe they did something better for their voice actors. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't think you still can't break the strike line or whatever.
Yeah, right?
Scabs.
All I'm seeing is that that
Maybe the work was done beforehand, or
yeah, it's
Could
possible
have been.
that all
True.
I'm seeing is that the game was pushed from its original release date. I'm not seeing anything about like it affecting anything but that.
It's weird.
Like may delay the game.
Because the game
Yeah,
is
all I'm
definitely
finding
come
is
out, but it was on the list
Yeah.
for games that were struck titles.
God, when
Okay,
I
I
click
have
your
a
link, I
question
see
now.
Phil Lamar
With the
like
strike-
on the thumbnail for this video, and he's like he's the voice actor of so many heroes in that game. Hughley.
With the strike,
Hmm.
is Ashley Birch gonna voice Aloe in the Horizon Zero Dawn DLC?
I don't know if she's voicing, but I know she's still working for it. Because, like, I follow her on Instagram, and she recently posted her in the mocap suit, working on the game. So,
But
I don't know.
I think they could still work on the game. I just think they just can't, offer their voice talent.
Which is just... Damn. What work is struck? Yeah, it's just... Overall, just such a sad time. This is why I was trying to change the subject to the happy cross-platform,
Well,
you know?
you were asking me what I
How
was
about that
thinking.
Far Cry 5? No controversy there.
Far Cry 5 there,
Ah,
America
God.
Simulator.
Ugh.
American Simulator with Doggo?
But this, I don't know. Like,
And it's
to me, it
extra
feels like
legs.
they're Assassin's Creeding Far Cry now, because they couldn't do Assassin's Creed every year, so they did like Far Cry for these past few years, and now we're finally gonna get that Assassin's Creed. So maybe they're gonna put after this Far Cry it on hiatus, and then do another Assassin's Creed next year, and just kind of cycle these out.
Possible.
Because
I will
I
say
haven't
Assassin's
played.
Creed
I didn't play Far Cry Primal. I didn't play Far Cry 4. I didn't even finish Far Cry 3 or Far Cry Blood Dragon. Just after a while, I just got bored with it. And then every time I've seen Far Cry 4 or Far Cry Primal, it's just like, this is Far Cry 3. What? I don't see anything different. Maybe it's just my head, but I don't know. I don't see anything fun or unique in the gameplay. I just see, like, you may throw in a feature here and there, but what else are we doing?
I was gonna say that Far Cry did really benefit from that. Not Far Cry. Assassin's Creed. They really did benefit from that. I think it was a year break between the development of
I think so. I know they took
Yeah,
the break and
Syndicate came out in 2015.
yeah, so it's
Yeah,
it's been
they
like
really
2
did
years
benefit
now.
because Origin looks fantastic.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually think Origins looks really bad.
It's an alpha.
has
Give it a
A
chance.
$700 or something ridiculous collector's edition.
Oh yeah, the other, like, that was another thing about this damn game. It's like the 6 different collector's editions and each not having one from the other. Like, each, if you wanted to get every piece of content or like collector's edition stuff, you'd had to get the thing multiple times essentially to get all the pieces that they were offering.
I swear to God, I think one of the collector's editions was like 12. Let me see, because I know someone posted. I think I talked about it in the E3 chat, but I just remember I was just like, I better get like dinner with one of the developers or something, because I'm paying like $12,000 for one of the collector's editions, I believe it was.
It was like 1,200. I think 1,200 or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think that was one of the higher ones, and it would be like, I better get like some sort of thing with like a tax write-off or something, because I'm probably playing a month's worth of, or like, yeah, a month's worth of salary for somebody here. Like,
Yeah.
what is this? What is this game even? And I joked about it during the reveal when it would switch to the eagle mode or hawk mode. I thought it would have been funny if like there would have been like a way to distract some of your opponents if you would have been able to actually like poop on some of your enemies as the hawk. Like if there was a dedicated poop button that you could use to distract your enemies. I thought it would have been really funny.
That
But-
would be hilarious.
But like, of course, like it's super serious and you can mark enemies and all that stuff, and this hawk is just following you around this whole time, and it's just very jarring. And it looks very, I know it's still like very, very early alpha, but like it still looks like the idea, there's just so many ideas that it's like they're trying to do a lot at once. And one of the things that I brought up when I was watching it was there was an actual loot system where you would have to kind of hope to get like good drops after killing certain enemies or whatever, and it's just, I don't like loot systems showing up in games. So like when Anthem showed up and they were like, oh, I got this gun, yeah, and I'm just like, oh, more grinding, no peace.
Maybe it's because I play an RPG series where the main thing is grinding. I don't mind loot systems and grinding too much.
If it's like,
it depends.
It depends, though. Like, that's,
Is good.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
There's like
It
a
does.
guaranteed drop rate for some stuff, then it's okay. But other than that, it's just a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I will say
Borderlands
I'm
loot,
not,
everything's
I'm
just
not completely
crazy.
on board with that.
Hey
Out of
guys,
all these
you're going to be
really,
doing the raid soon.
elements.
You must have Gallahorn. The only way to get it is to have completed the raid and got lucky enough to get the Gallahorn to drop. If you don't have it, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, so with Anthem, it's going to be like the same thing where it's, we're going to be doing this boss later, but you're going to need the Malgathon's shotgun with +2 in shield damage.
+2 agility and
Yeah. We'll boot if not have. Hashtag
we'll
get
see,
good.
we'll see. I mean, I don't think it's looking to be like Destiny in the sense of like so much of like an open world or a little bit of open world MMO-esque, more just like a co-op drop in drop out sort of almost more Borderlands style from what I
Yeah.
was taking away from it.
Definitely had like that. That's a good way to describe it. A very Borderlands style looking co-op. And I don't know if it's actually going to be a thing, but it looked like all the different types of players or classes that you played as had different intros when you joined your friends' games. So like one person would do like the Iron Man landing, the other person would teleport in, and I was just like, oh, there's the Titan, there's the Warlock, and like you jetpack around. It's all so cool. It's just, oh boy, I
And there was
hope
one guy
there's
in
so much
the
more in
Anthem
this
demo
world.
who just floated around. Warlock.
It was just and then James from Funhouse brought up the point where, same thing with another game. I can't remember for the life of me what other game he was talking about, but not Catloaf. It was essentially how in Anthem, you're going to be in this glass dome, and it's going to be really pretty in this dome.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all there is just this dome. And you try to leave this dome, it's when you do leave the dome, it is super boring, bland, and just not fun at all. Because like you have to go to like some overworld or a hub or anything, and that overworld or hub is going to completely take you away from the game and just separate you from the fun. But when you go back into that glass dome, oh boy, things are great for the 20 minutes that you're in there, because then you realize I'm just stuck in this glass dome. And that's something he brought up about Anthem. And he brought it up about another game, I just can't remember what it was. Yeah. And then during Funhouse's E3 coverage stream, they did like a Price is Right Metacritic game. And it was like, oh, we're going to show you this trailer from E3's past, and you have to guess the Metacritic score for this game. And it's going to be Price is Right rules. If you went over, you lose. If you're under, if you're closest, you're fine. But if you're under, you're fine. So it's like, oh, one person bet 1 point, and another person bet like 50 or 55, and then it would come out to be as 60, and then the person who had 55 would win. Or whatever. Price is Right rules. Right. But overall, he was just saying, maybe this whole game, secretly I'm trying to show you, and like, there's this underlying message of my game here, that Metacritic reviews and all this reviews in general in the industry are just bullshit.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Except it did matter. Because there were a couple games, Metacritic scores were real low.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it did matter.
Those were like the notoriously bad games, though.
Was it No Man's Sky got like a 55?
No Man's Sky was down there. Wii Music was surprisingly up there.
Surprisingly high.
Yep, and I think it was one of the kill zones was actually a little low. Or I don't remember. Either way, he was bringing up the point that game reviews are just something that is so hard to trust now. Yeah. And it's fair. It's fair reason. Like, that's why I kind of try to I do this for movies. I avoid movie trailers just this way when I go into the movie, I'm completely surprised with everything. And when it comes to games, I go from word of mouth instead of reviews. I'll go see, somebody who's talking to me about Prey, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll pick that up. I'll try it out. And with No Man's Sky, I didn't know anything about that game. I picked it up, and I had fun.
Yeah?
I actually liked it because I didn't know anything about it, and I just went in expecting, I don't know, something different, and that's what I got.
Sure didn't play very long, though.
I played it for when I was playing it, I was playing it.
Yeah.
And then other stuff came out, which is what just always happens. Other stuff comes out, and I play that.
But if something's good, you end up going back to it.
Yes, very true.
You didn't go back to this.
That, and also, well, the point also is that I don't very much play my PlayStation a lot.
That's also fair.
More often than not, I'm on my
Yeah,
Xbox.
mine's sitting in my box in my closet. I took it out.
There's my
I took
point
it out
right
for-
there. There's my point. Yeah, it's like
I took it out for our extra live stream and put it right back in afterwards.
Cool. Didn't even
I bought
set
my
it up, it was
PlayStation
out.
to play Last of Us, played it, beat it, and have been using it on and off again, and it's not that good.
We're just not a PlayStation group.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's just, and it's something
Alright, bye.
Sorry, Renee.
No,
Renee, the
has
PlayStation
some of the
fangirl
best
here.
Single-player games, but like
I
I
know you're
tried
paying.
playing the Killzone 4 multiplayer, and like literally it was just me and like 3 other people for like 5 games.
Oh. I play Nintendo.
That one person in the back. Woo!
It's just me.
Woo!
Woohoo.
I mean, I play Nintendo too, but I play my PS4 a lot more than I do my 3DS at the moment because I don't have a Switch yet. Although I will be getting one soon. Hopefully.
Nice.
Switch.
And like, it's nothing against the PlayStation. Like, I love some of the games that I have on it, and like Bloodborne, just absolutely phenomenal game. Last of Us, phenomenal game. Even playing Destiny on it is just a nice refresher from Xbox controls, and it's just cool to switch between platforms. For me, PlayStation, it's the OS.
Yeah.
It's the OS that just always makes me be like, oh, why do I even bother with this? It took them so long to add that damn external hard drive support. And finally, when they did add it, I was like, oh, finally, now I can actually install all my games. And instead of having to just go like, all right, I know I play this a lot. I'd really like to play this, but I don't want to wait for it to download and install. So just, oh well. I don't know.
Who's Overwatch Cat?
Overwatch Cat? Oh, wait, he's... he's got the best face. He's got the best face on right now. I missed!
He's done. You started doing shit and he's
Blech.
like, I don't know. I'm gonna take a nap.
Oh, man.
Sorry. Cat darkness.
I am, though, most looking forward to just being able to play my Switch some more again. When, like, Odyssey and, like, all the other cool stuff they announced starts coming out. Like, the momentum they have for this damn system is so impressive.
Well, you know, people were all like, there's nothing coming out for the Switch. It's like, well,
There's a new game coming out every month.
yeah, there's games constantly coming out, and if they all came out at the same time, guess what? You wouldn't play them because you have too many
Yeah,
to play.
Someone I watched on YouTube
And
made
you
this
probably
point
couldn't
where
afford all of them at once.
Yeah.
actually no, it was Devin made this point when me and him were talking the other day. But if the Switch had a release during the holidays, and all the games that were coming out between now and the holidays came out, they probably I forgot how he explained it, but essentially it would just be like you would have massive games all come out at once, and then for the months afterwards you have nothing.
Yeah.
It
And like,
was like the Switch came out at a good time, and they have a good setup where it's just like it came out in March, and between March and the holidays, we pretty much have a new game coming out every month.
yeah. And by then, people will know it. They'll have one maybe, or have it on their list, and have games they're interested in. Like, I think it's a good idea.
And I'm also really proud of Nintendo's availability with this damn system.
They're trying.
Like, they're doing, at least from what I've seen in my area, a very good job at trying to keep stores stocked.
Yeah, they're trying.
Every week
Yeah.
I've seen some come in and to my local Best Buy, and every week I've seen just systems all the time at other stores. Randomly, we were at an HEB, like our local grocery, and we were at like the HEB Plus version of our store.
It had an electronics section.
And yeah, and they had a Switch just fucking sitting there, just one, just chilling, and I couldn't get over the fact that there was a goddamn Switch in my grocery store.
Yeah.
We were going to see Wonder Woman, but I was like, damn, you know that movie was great, but there was a Switch in our grocery store. It was a good movie, but goddamn, Switch! I could have gotten a second Switch.
You thought about it.
Oh, I thought about it
At
hard.
the heap.
At the Heeb.
I think he.
Of all places, the
Heeb.
Heeb.
There's
So when is that Wonder Woman DLC coming out for Battlefield 1?
Yes.
That would be really cool
although the
partnership.
woman's battalion.
In the name of the
Oh, I thought you were
Tsar.
talking about the Women's Battalion of Death. No, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
That would be a
was
really
a
cool
fun thing
DLC.
to see in Battlefield fans go freaking out over. And not in a good way.
I was very happy with the. I wouldn't even call it DLC. It was just like an in-game event with Injustice, the in-game Wonder Woman event they had, where you could earn the actual armor that she used in the movie, and I was super stoked about it. I got it, and it's the best armor that Wonder Woman could ever wear in that damn game, at least from what I've played. And it's just, when I watched that movie, I was just thinking, I can't wait to go home and continue playing And even though she's a completely different character in this game, 100% different character, I'm gonna be so excited to just keep playing as this really cool character.
I was just gonna
Oh,
bring
it's
up
happening.
something. Going back to the Switch a little bit, there was one game I was excited for the Switch, but Capcom had to go crush that dream when they announced that they weren't bringing it over, which is kind of. Capcom makes a lot of stupid choices when it comes to localizing their Japanese games. This is one where I feel like they dropped the ball a lot, especially with how they handled the aftermath of how they made the announcement. But there was a Monster Hunter game that released for the 3DS not too long ago, and they
I
announced,
remember that.
yeah, Monster Hunter Double Cross. And there's in Japan at least, it also released for the Switch a couple of months later. At E3, they said we have no. It came out that they had no plans to localize Double Cross for the West, and people were like, "What the hell, Capcom? What's that about?" And then came out later that they said that no, we didn't mean this. We meant we have no plans at the current time to bring it out, but that's kind of contradictory to what the first announcement you said, which is we're not bringing it out in the first place. It's just like they could have handled that a bit better.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm still mad it's not coming over to the West for the time being. I would have loved to play Monster Hunter on the Switch, but I guess I'll have Worlds to hold me over.
It isn't.
Whenever that
It isn't
releases.
region locked though.
But it's not going to be an English.
No.
Yeah, and you kind of need Monster Hunter. Kind of has a lot of reading.
Yeah, but just learn Japanese.
Sure.
Yeah,
you
sure,
do
I'm
that
gonna
first, and let us know how
obviously.
that goes.
I don't want to play Monster Hunter.
Well, just show us how easy it is to learn Japanese, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn Japanese.
Well, then you're racist.
How?
Exactly.
What?
What?
Hey. Hey.
What?
Bye.
Damn it! It's an Avatar joke.
Avatar joke. How?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a guy
there's-
named Hey-Bye.
Yep. And she's so proud of that.
Bye.
Yep.
And a general. How? Also my favorite.
Such a filthy racist.
I am not.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
Damn. Don't.
On an unrelated note,
did you-
Renee, are you still coming over for chicken tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
What kind of
Why?
chicken?
Thanks for the invite.
Fuck you.
Down. Bye.
this isn't just free chicken.
Yeah, it's
This
free
is free
chicken we're
chicken.
getting. We're getting free chicken.
Where from?
You had to be there.
This place by our apartment called Zaxby's, and they had this thing where in May.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's now June.
Yes.
End
in
of
May, they had this thing called Repeat Day, where you go into the store, you go into this place, you buy whatever you need, you hold on to that receipt, and then any day in June you can go back with that receipt and get what you got for free.
Eat.
For free.
Awesome.
So guess what we're doing tomorrow.
So that's what we're doing
Yay.
tomorrow. We're getting dinner for free.
Chicken and bobo. Maybe.
Maybe. Because
We gotta
there,
finish the season, bruh.
I know, but there's something fun being delivered tomorrow.
Can we watch the fun
Oh.
thing on the pretty new fun thing?
Probably.
What?
I ordered my TV, Renee,
Oh.
and it comes
4K?
tomorrow. I already have like a 4K television. It's a basic 4K. But the one I
What?
ordered was like this one that I've been saving up for a while, and it's like one of those primo top of the line contrast beautiful televisions, and I cannot wait to set that puppy up. It's gonna fit, that's for
cool.
sure. But it's also gonna be like, where are we gonna put the soundbar? Where are we gonna put this other stuff? We'll figure it out. That's my problem, and I'll do that when it comes to it. Jesus Christ, we are making no headway, and we've veered far off from.
Okay,
Our
so
topic.
to get back to E3 stuff,
Yeah.
how did
Thank
you
you,
guys
Greg.
feel about Beyond Good and Evil?
Beyond Good and Evil, the prequel, right? It's a prequel, essentially.
Yes.
I've heard
It's a
conflicting.
prequel.
Okay, so it's been confirmed as a prequel. Okay,
Yes.
because I heard my friend tell me it wasn't a prequel, but like,
Now I have a
there
reason
was
to
a-
go play the game Beyond Good and Evil because they gave it out for free a while ago, the 360 version.
See, I was
Call it
excited,
the
and
Monkey
then they said
Simulator.
we're in day 0 of development. I'm just like, we're gonna be waiting for a while. But I'm still excited.
Yeah, and it just looks like a really great, interesting story with full, like, cool, unique characters. And the fact that the guy
I
that was
will
making
say-
it came out crying because he was so happy of how well received it was. And like this guy, his history with games is really well done. Like the last game he did was Rayman Legends, I think it was, which was one of the most well received and very multiple ported. Play Raymans.
Oh,
I'm
one thing
surprised it
that
hasn't
was
been ported to the
absent from
Switch.
the Ubisoft conference was there was no Tom Clancy games announced at all.
Yeah, I mean, there was Wildlands, there was like Division, there's all sorts of stuff. They need to work on the games they've got out now.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would have loved
Division.
some sort of comment on how For Honor's doing, because
You
exactly
mean
it's
that
not
bastard
doing.
redheaded ginger stepchild?
Gosh,
To bring it back to Beyond Good and Evil for a minute, I will say if you played the original, that trailer is a massive tonal shift.
wasn't like the original like super serious and
It
dark?
was super dark and serious because
It was, but
alien
it
invasion
just,
and government conspiracies and stuff like that.
Neat.
yeah, I was not expecting all that swearing though.
Bang bang,
Yeah,
especially from a monkey.
Yeah, I was just like,
I loved all the accents. Oh man, the
yeah,
accents
that
were fun.
was cool.
But maybe, that's just from these characters. It might still have that type of overtone where it just has these lighthearted moments to kind
Or
of...
the game is basically the Fifth Element, because that's what everybody was comparing the trailer to.
I could see that happening. Totally see that happening.
Yeah. Even though this technically wasn't shown at E3, I'm gonna count it because it was shown during E3 week. The Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was just for me, just like, what?
Renee can attest to this, but the Kingdom Hearts trailer just made me mad.
It did.
As cool as it looks, I'm
Is
just
it
like...
because it's continuing, like, putting that knife into the wound and then pouring salt into the wound after to remove the knife?
Listen,
It's like...
I've accepted Nomura is a dumbass when it comes to developing his games. I've accepted this years ago.
But keyword there, keyword is
20,000
years! Years!
Oh no, I accepted Nomura was a dumbass at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2.
It's just like...
Well, actually, no, at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, where you needed to play a game that released on the Game Boy Advance that was thought to be a spin-off in order to understand some of the plot of Kingdom Hearts 2. That's when I realized, Nomura, you're a dumbass.
Yep, I will 100%
I
agree.
love your
And that's
games.
something that like my friend constantly like brings up about the game too, is
Yeah.
that the fact that you need to play all the ports to fully understand the story, that every game is canonical, is beyond just smart.
Like what you should expect.
Yeah, like you wouldn't see that. Like maybe some ports here and there, but they wouldn't count towards the main plot line. They would just be side stories about characters. And the fact that one of the most important ones, well, like Birth by Sleep, that one that like kind of reveals the actual arc of this damn game, was on PSP. It's just,
Yep.
just
Although it's still regarded as the best PSP game ever. Well, that and Crisis Core actually are.
yeah,
That's why
they were
I'm
great
waiting
games.
for them.
But like they could have been also great core console games if they were that important to the
Yes.
damn series.
They were good games. Like I enjoyed them.
I just hope they come out with a collector's like edition at some point with like all the games on one console.
Well, they've
Well,
already
no,
re-released all the games on PS4.
Yeah, you can get 1.5 and 1.5, 2.5, and then 2.8, which is essentially Dream Drop Distance was the 3DS game, and 0.2, which is essentially kind of a demo slash prologue for sets up something for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Exactly.
You lost me when you started using decimal places.
Again, I love that
So
series.
unnecessary.
Nomura, stop trying to connect everything.
What
You're not good
the
at planning
hell
that far ahead.
was that? That was the most confusing chronological order ever.
I
of
just
all
remember,
time.
I remember when I went, because I have the games for PS4, the re-releases or whatever, and I remember before I went and bought them, I spent a good amount of time researching, alright, which ones do I need to pick up to actually, you know, officially have all these damn games? Because it's like, hold on, I know I have it. I have the Kingdom Hearts.
I have the Kingdom
Okay,
Hearts.
so I can explain this. So, chronologically, the game's plot is Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, Kingdom Hearts 2, I think it's then Dream Drop Distance, Recoded, and then 0.2. That's the chronological order of all the games.
How does Kingdom
I
Hearts
might have
1
gotten
fit
it
into
wrong.
that? I don't even think you mentioned it yet.
He did mention
No,
it.
I mentioned
It's-
Kingdom Hearts 1. It's technically the second one because Birth by Sleep is a prequel.
Yeah, Birth by
That
Sleep
one.
is technically the first game in the series, because it
So the
takes place
first
before
game
all the
released
crap
is-
happens in any of the games.
Where?
It is dumb. It's very dumb.
It's very dumb. I'm still looking forward to 3.
Oh, yeah,
Again, Square Enix pretty much just. Someone I watched on YouTube was like, Nomura Square Enix is essentially holding my family hostage at this point, but with this series because goddamn Square, release this game already.
Yeah.
Nah.
I sometimes like to think of all the major life events that I've gone through.
Oh my god. This was actually the funniest thing that you brought up like the other day, because like, Kingdom Hearts 2, you were still like in Nebraska
I was in high school.
in high school.
Yep.
And now, you know,
I
some
was
of your
in-
friends have kids and are married,
Yep.
and the third one still
I was
isn't
in
out.
middle
From
school.
college. I have a degree now.
Yes. Like,
I could work on the game now.
Ooh.
people who have played the second one are probably developing the third one.
Talk about that? Like,
So funny.
major life events between just regular versions of the game. Having one is one thing. Having most of them is not.
It's just so damn funny.
Let it go.
I don't want to let it go. It's too funny.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna let it go. Like, come on. The Frozen show has to be in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, we're supposed to get a trailer
Oh
for
hell
New
no,
World
Star Wars
next
ain't gonna
month.
be in there. Star Wars is not even gonna
No.
be close. Because
Yeah, no, I highly
EA
doubt
has
about
all their
Yeah.
grubby little hands on it, and Marvel's not gonna be in it at all either.
That's what people were saying, though. It's like, that's why Disney bought them. No, that's not why Disney bought them. You're dumb.
that. Disney brought them because they want to.
Money.
Disney bought them
they
because they
wanted
wanted
to-
to print money.
Yes.
Yeah.
They made a money machine that makes more money.
Yes.
And
Boy-
it's gonna make
boy,
even
howdy,
more
is it
money
printing
when
money.
Black Panther's out.
That was a good moment of emotions right there.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of superheroes, what about that Spider-Man trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Batman,
Yeah.
Batman Spider-Man Asylum, essentially. It's no gripe.
No.
It's no gripe because like the combat system in Arkham Asylum is phenomenal. So like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the fact that now they can port that over to Batman is like I'm okay with that.
Many.
Guys,
Batman.
since we're talking about Arkham Asylum style fighting, we gotta talk about Shadow of War. Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings.
I would
Oh,
say I'm
yeah.
more excited
Bruce
for Shadow of War
Sawyer
than
is
Spider-Man.
the best character ever, hands down.
The best the orc friend.
Dark Lord, Bright Lord.
Oh,
As long as I
okay.
can rip someone's spine out, I'll walk for you.
I was watching the trailer and I was just smiling the entire time, like, this is the type of characters I want from a game.
I was just excited to see the combat again, cause like the combat in Shadow of Mordor was phenomenal. So now like this actual other game, how they expand on the abilities and everything, it's just, oh yes, please. Oh my god, I want all of it, please.
Yeah.
Pretty much, Renee. Yeah, just
That
Yeah.
and the whole Citadel system is amazing.
yeah, the whole like siege mode where you just kind of pick your guys and you just storm a tower together. Oh man, that looks
Guys.
cool.
And which like defenses they'll attack, and then you give them bonuses.
Yeah.
Because in one of the demos I saw, they're like, oh, the first wave of defenses can only be destroyed by this certain type of character. So the guy picked his lieutenant and then put him with like siege trolls or something, and they just went in and just like burst through all the doors.
I hear you. I'm putting the camera on the cat because he's just very cute.
Cat Tam.
It's just, oh no,
He's sleeping.
oh no, oh no, okay. Fun times.
Anyway, now
Yeah.
that we've obsessed about our cat. Sorry.
Overall, E3, good time this year. I guess as a mostly a very good positive experience, and I would say as a good wrap up, I would say that we are very, very blessed to be alive during this time. That there's all these innovations and these strides towards these games and technology that, you know, back then it was just pixels on like itty bitty pixels, like one pixel on a screen that you would move up and down and pass a pixel, you know, between two bars, and that was groundbreaking. And now we have 4K 60 frames a second augmented reality VR zombie farming simulator dating game. Like Jesus, like
And
friggin' just the
also-
other day Game Grumps announced the dad dating simulator,
Yeah.
I want that so much.
and there it is. We live in that generation where it's just like, I want that game. That looks fun. Like
Quality for all, yay!
like back then, if you were like, all right, I'm gonna pitch this game to you, old time developer man.
Old time.
I have this game where you play as a dad who wants to date other dads. They would say, get the fuck out of here. Get out.
And meanwhile, I would be in the room.
Get
like,
out, you
give me that right
communist.
now.
Is they date other dads? Or
Yeah.
Or are you like a mom?
No, you date dads as a dad.
No, you're a dad who dates other dads.
Oh.
Yep. Daddy dad on dad
And I am
action.
totally okay with this.
They're all single dads.
Yep. Of varying levels of attractiveness.
And then we also have like games that look like they belonged in old timey days, like Cuphead.
Or that
Which is finally releasing.
Yes.
one.
Oh my god, I'm
what was that
so
that was
excited for
announced during
Cuphead.
E3? Where the
That
Which
game
I
looks
understand why
incredible.
it's taken so long.
Oh, the
because
Blade
I believe
Runner
there's
knot.
only two guys
Yeah.
working on it.
That was also
Yeah.
a cool looking game. Just overall, damn, it's cool to be a gamer.
That, and
Yeah,
don't forget
feel
how
we
much
ain't.
community interaction like the companies are actually doing, because they flew out a bunch of YouTubers, and Rooster Teeth was there doing actual interviews and had their like own set.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a few years now
Yeah,
with YouTube.
YouTube and stuff.
They
But
host like the official YouTube.
the fact that they opened the doors to the
Show.
public again this year for
That was
E3,
cool, I thought.
that's crazy.
Also, something that was pretty awesome is with the World. I know we all kind of like ganged up on it a little bit, but the COD World of War II, they actually let YouTubers stream their gameplay and take footage and upload it to their channels.
Well, they like I've also been doing it for like Bungie's been at that for a while with Destiny. Yeah,
I think a lot of people have been out that lately with
Yeah. It's just the overall message is that they're trying to include a lot of people. Just also it's just good times. And with
And
that,
that's what gaming is. It's you trying to.
Including more people, just like the Xbox Avatar system.
yeah, I can't believe I
Oh, yeah,
completely
that
forgot
was-
about that.
was-
Yeah.
The Xbox Avatar system that's getting completely rehauled, and like I can make my guy look like Torbjorn now if I wanted to. I can have him have like a gimpy leg and a robot arm, like,
Is that your Xbox Avatar?
or is that just Torbjorn? Hey. But
Kirby.
with that, I'm gonna go make dinner, and everyone, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and thank you my lovely guests, Garrett,
Yay!
Renee, Anthony, and and Sam and Maz.
Where'd that tab
No.
go?
Oh man, Maz. Oh man, no, you need to get on the camera again.
Maze.
Oh boy, I just need to. I need to capture
That
that.
handsome boy.
Just look at that. Just upside down sleepy cat.
Yay.
With upside down sleepy cat. Everyone, say goodnight, stream.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Good night.
Yay.
It's up to you.